What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again for another video. And to be honest with you guys, I'm just as shocked as you guys are when you heard some of the talk on Saturday's headlines today at the second intermission of the Toronto Maple Leafs versus Pittsburgh Penguins hockey game. I'm recording this on November 16th. Now, before you go and comment anything, please listen to what I have to say and then comment, because I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that you will find that you agree with. So please, if this is the only video that you watch a lot of, please just do so and then make your comment, because I do believe you guys will either agree with some stuff, maybe disagree, but I'm sure we can both agree that it's so early already into Tyson Barrie's, tenure in Toronto. Like, I can't believe that this is even a thing this early into the season. Now, I've been vocal over the past couple days about Tyson Barrie and the fact that I believe that Mike Babcock has been misusing him, and I will stand by that. I really do believe that. Has Tyson Barrie made some mistakes? Of course, and you're very okay to think that. Like, Tyson Barrie has made some blunders, but I need to repeat this again for Leaf fans or anybody who's just interested in this topic. Tyson Barrie is an offensive defenseman. A lot of Leaf fans wanted the Leafs to acquire a defensive defenseman. I hear you. I really do. But the Leafs had a surplus of really talented goal-scoring forwards, and they made a big trade. And of course, that was Nazem Kadri. The Leafs figured that they could bring in another offensive-minded defenseman who would just score the lights out for Toronto, and that kind of would offset the fact that they're moving on from Nazem Kadri, and they're also picking up Alex Kerfoot in that trade. But I will remind you guys, before you say anything, Tyson Barrie was brought in here to light the lamp like he has been in Colorado, and there was absolutely zero expectation of him falling off because he's still young. This is a contract year, and he was brought in to just do his thing, and that's all he is. He's like a fourth forward out there. He literally goes out there and plays in the rush. He jumps in, he makes a lot of wicked plays, and we seen that in the first couple games, and then it kind of fell off, and people were thinking, damn, it's like, what happened? I really do believe that this is a problem with him and Mike Babcock. This is why these rumors are getting hot. This is what was said today on Saturday's headlines. He, being Tyson Barrie, has not asked for a trade. However, I think there's an understanding that so far it hasn't worked between the Leafs and himself. Of course, Barrie was acquired by the Toronto Maple Leafs on July 1st, with Alex Kerfoot, who Kerfoot's injured right now, but he's been playing pretty decent for the Leafs, from the Colorado Avalanche in exchange for Nazem Kadri, and Calle Rosen was involved in that deal, of course. But Tyson Barrie is in the final year of a 4-year contract that he signed with the Avalanche. He will be an unrestricted free agent this offseason. So it was believed that the Leafs were just going to go all in this season and see if maybe they'll hold on to Tyson Barrie at the end of the year, but there was a good chance he was going to walk because he was going to get like $9 million plus, because big scoring defensemen like that are getting paid, out the ass. Let's be honest here. Now, Elliot Friedman is saying that the Leafs have rejected trade offers so far, but you never know what could happen. I do think there's a recognition that this can't continue for him. That's what Elliot Friedman said, and I'm guessing that this is coming from both sides. The Leafs need him to score, and he needs to score because he wants to get big money. Now, Barrie has a salary cap of $5.5 million this season, but in that trade that was made, the Colorado Avalanche are retaining half of that. So Tyson Barrie's coming in at under $3 million of the cap, which is insane for the amount of points that he puts up. He has 5 assists through 21 games to start the year. That's unacceptable. That's not Tyson Barrie. And he's a -6 at the time this article was made. Barrie had scored 14 goals in each of the last 2 seasons in Colorado. So he can score just as much as a lot of forwards can. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to turn to his statistics. Sorry, I'm turning my head because I got to look at some numbers here. So in the 2017-2018 season with Colorado, he had 14 goals and 43 assists in 68 games for 57 points. Then, last season, he had 14 goals, 45 assists for 59 points in 78 games played. And when he came to Toronto, people were like, boom, easy 50-point defenseman, will replace Gardner's production. He's a right-handed shot, so it fits into the Leafs system a little bit better, have a little bit more of a balance. And he's coming in at half of the salary that he's being owed. Plus, we get Alex Kerfoot. This is a win. We trade Nazem Kadri. It sucks. He's physical. Nazem Kadri is my favorite player. And I was like, this really stings, but you know what? This is a home run. We're replacing him with Kerfoot, who should roughly have a little bit less points than him, but still is a good, two-way type of centerman guy that can play in the, the third line, and he'll fit really well. So that wasn't supposed to be a problem. Then you add Tyson Barrie at 50% retained, and it's like, that's fantastic. Tyson Barrie's a guy that will just get you a bunch of points. Now here's the reason why I bring up Babcock into these conversations. It's because Mike Babcock knew that Morgan Rielly was his horse on the power play, on the first power play, which is fine. That I agree, that's fine. But he went out and then said, that Tyson Barrie has to reinvent himself. I do not care what anybody says. You are not telling me or Tyson Barrie or anybody who watches this game that you should reinvent yourself in a contract year and a year that your team is trying to go all the way for the Stanley Cup. This move right here, getting Tyson Barrie, was huge for the Leafs because he can guaranteed get you at least 50 points. But Babcock is telling him to reinvent himself. I do not care. Let's put aside the fact that maybe it's better that we would have acquired a defensive style defenseman, or at least made another trade to pick up a defensive defenseman, because this trade for Barrie was a really good one. Now it doesn't look so hot because Babcock is telling him to reinvent himself, but at the time it was a home run. You do not tell Tyson Barrie, who is an offensively gifted defenseman, that he needs to reinvent himself. That's not logical. It doesn't make any sense. Babcock was handed a Bugatti, and he's trying to turn him into a Honda Civic. It is absolutely ridiculous. This guy is not a defensive defenseman. He is not meant to go out there and be a guy that, makes cautious plays. Barrie is a guy that needs to go into the rush, be a fourth forward, and then get your ass back, hopefully, into the defensive zone and hope that a forward covers them. Because, by the way, that's the forward's job. If your defenseman goes in, you got to haul back and try to get back too. So, listen, there's ways to get around this, and that's the reason why he's been so successful. And I do not care what people say. That is how Morgan Rielly plays, but he's a left-handed shot. The reason why people really love Morgan Rielly is because he puts up a lot of points, and it kind of hides the fact that he's not very good in his own zone. Morgan Rielly's not a defensive defenseman, and he's not a two-way defenseman. He's trying to be, but he makes a lot of mistakes in his own zone. That is what Tyson Barrie is, but Babcock is not allowing him to do that. He wants him to be a little bit more cautious, and Barrie has said this himself. Babcock's systems are way different than it was in Colorado. It's just mind-boggling to me that we're not even out of November and there's already Tyson Barrie trade rumors when this guy was supposed to be a home run. Please, 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 in the comment section, do not blame Kyle Dubas for this. You can be salty with Kyle Dubas for other things, but this trade is not on him. This was a absolutely amazing trade at the time it happened, and for some reason, Mike Babcock has the need to say that Barrie needs to reinvent himself. There is no reason for him to do that. I do not believe that the Leafs are going to trade Barrie, but if they do, it's an absolute failure on Babcock's part. Do not try to change a guy that's a horse out there that will go out there and get you 50 points. Barrie looks lost because he's in his own head now. He's trying to be something that he isn't, and that's not fair to him. This is a guy that's a bona fide star on the blue line when it comes to offense, and he's not allowed to do it. That does not make any sense to me. So I'm hoping that he doesn't get traded. I really don't believe he will, but at the same time, this guy, Barrie's getting frustrated. This is a contract year, and if some team will pick him up that will let him play his style of game, he will excel. That's the thing. He needs to play his game, and right now he isn't. Simple as that. Again, I don't blame everything on Babcock because, like I said at the beginning of the video, so don't comment that. At the beginning of the video, I said he has made some mistakes, but that's part of his game, unfortunately. He is an offensively gifted guy. The Leafs have guys that can play really good two-way defense, like Dermott, like Hall, he's proven he can, and Jake Muzzin. Morgan Rielly's trying to get there. It's not working. But you got to have guys like Barrie and Rielly as offensive guys. You got to have horses on the back end that will eat up minutes and just pile up points. Because, like I said, Barrie is the right-handed shot version of Morgan Rielly. It just sucks to see this happening. Tyson Barrie's a guy that's put up over 50 points 3 times in his career. He's had a 49 point. The guy is exceptional. He's a great, great, great offensively gifted defenseman. and he's not allowed to do it. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I don't know anymore. Peace.